everybody. I'm working on a art journal today, and all I did was I took a composition book, I gessoed the front and back cover of it, and then I glued down some pattern paper. This is pattern paper from Prima's Botanical Collection. And when you glue this down, you want to make sure you use a wet glue, not 450 glue or Fabri-Tac. It will not work on this project. You need like a tacky glue, like a white tacky glue, and cover the entire surface. Make sure you're not leaving a single part of the paper not glued down. And I'm also going to be using some beeswax. This is just organic beeswax. I use it for making body bars, massage bars, stuff like that. But you can use it for making collages and a lot of mixed media art stuff. I also used some, what is this called? This is the new tape from Prima. It is called, where is it? Cotton tape. So you get 3 rolls of that. It's pretty cool. I stamped over it, and then I took some Distress Stain in Wild Honey and covered that in that color. I kind of wanted a really bright orange color to start with. Up here I've got a bunch of die cuts I'm going to be using, and I'm going to use a craft iron. This is a small craft iron. It's non-stick without the steam holes. Very, very important. If you're going to be melting beeswax with an iron, you need to get one without steam holes, because those holes are going to get clogged, and if this wax gets to a certain temperature, it can catch fire. So you want to make sure you use one that's completely flat with no holes. That is a craft iron. This one is a piece of junk. I got it at Joann's. I really wanted the Heidi Swap one, but they didn't have it. And I'm calling this one a piece of junk because the plug is on the side and it gets in the way and it always falls out. So, but it works for what I need to do, and it was the only one they had that didn't have the steam holes. So this is the second one that I've gone through. The first one broke when I opened the package. So what you're going to do is take some of the beads of beeswax. You don't need a whole lot to start out with, so just put a little bit on there and sprinkle it throughout the page. Hold your iron down on top of them until you see them start to melt. You can feel the iron sort of move down. So as you do this, you'll notice that the wax really seeps into the paper. You're not doing this to have a thick coat of wax. You're doing this so that, see, the plug just came out. You're doing this just enough to where it's going to soak into the paper and there's no excess wax on top of the paper. So keep going until the entire piece of paper looks greased. Keep in mind that if you're using double-sided pattern paper, it does get a little translucent from the wax, so whatever's on the other side of the pattern paper is going to show through to the front. This one in particular has a really light pattern, so it's not showing up too much. So just keep smoothing it out until there's nothing left to move around, and then you just keep adding some more little beads. And you don't want to put a whole bunch on here at once. You want to do a little bit at a time because you don't want the excess wax on there. You don't want to be able to see a layer of wax when you tilt this in the light. You want all the wax to be soaked into the paper. You want to spread it around as much as you can. It. And now I'm going to take my heat tool and I'm going to put my heat tool over this, and this is going to make the wax melt into the paper even more, and it's going to really fuse it to the paper. So what you do is you just wave your heat tool over until it's shiny, and then you move on. Oh, my heat tool's not even on. Hang on a second. Alright, cool. And it only takes a second to cool. Plug my iron back in there. So once you feel it a little cool, you can start to work with it again. But there's what the cover looks like now. Here's what the back looks like, and this is what happens. You can kind of see a little bit of that composition book pattern showing through because I didn't gesso the back. My bad, but I actually put some wax flowers on there too, some Prima flowers. So there's kind of a little peek at what it looks like up close. And it's pretty cool now. So now I'm going to add some paper elements to this, some die cuts. And I'm going to do the same thing I did before. Is I'm going to take a couple of beads of wax wherever my piece is going to go. I'm going to melt it. And just melt it a little bit. Don't spread it around a whole lot. You want it to be kind of thick under there so that when you put this over, it'll stick real well. Because keep in mind that first layer of wax is really seeped into that paper, so it's really not going to hold this in place with just that layer. So then you stick it on there and you start ironing over it. Smooth it out as much as you can, get it all absorbed, and then you can add some beads where you need it. And make that wax go a long way by spreading it all out. So you want to spread it out as much as you can onto your project. Okay, and you'll know when the whole thing is covered because it gets kind of translucent, so you can kind of see how that book page got a little clear. Pretty cool, huh? So now I want to add these eggs on there. You guys know how much I love bird eggs. Birds, eggs, anything like that. Over the whole thing, see if there's any areas that need to be touched up. I think I'm good. So now I'm going to let that cool.
Mommy,
and then what we'll do is we'll take the heat tool to it really quick.
Mommy, so slow. You're so fast.
So I'm going to take my heat tool to it really quick. I'm not going to stay on it too long because I don't want my pieces of die cuts to curl up. Alright, and that's about it. And now you can start adding some dimensionals to this if you want to put some flowers on there. I'm going to keep mine fairly flat, and I may add some stuff to it later, but that's what it looks like. Pretty neat, huh? Really fun, and you don't have to worry about these die cuts peeling up later. I wouldn't coat it with anything. I would leave it just like this. If for some reason you like dig your nail into it or something happens, you can always reheat the wax and you're good. Like right here I put a little too much heat on that die cut, so I'm going to flatten it back out really quick with my iron. So if that happens, see, that's what I meant when I said be careful when you put the heat tool over the die cuts because the paper will start to curl if it gets too hot.
Mommy, is it careful and hot, Mommy?
So I could probably actually add a couple of
Mommy, don't put them
beads there.
Mommy.
Just heat them up, put a thicker coat of wax on that part that's left in.
Mommy. Mommy.
Oops.
Look at this, Mommy.
Got that one sliding around a little bit, but there we go. Alright, so there's my little art journal, and hopefully I'll do a few pages in here and share it with you guys later, but just wanted to give you guys a quick, fun little art journaling idea that's really fun to do. Thanks for watching, guys.